Welcome back to the channel. All right, we're going to talk about 7-Star Galan. This is on the CCP server. I've been able to take him to rank 3 in anticipation of him coming to the game in the heart of Fire Crystal, right? I personally am very excited about this. As you know, I run quite a few of the tier list, battlegrounds, general, the whole thing, right? Best to Awaken. We've got that going on for you, and we've openly talked very much about Galan, how great he is, how bonkers he was, especially when he first came on the game. Penny Parker was just an absolute menace. And then Galan came in, there's all these like armor up nodes and these sorts of things, like nodes trying to ruin your power, which he is immune to. He is incredibly unique in the Cosmic class. And to this day, he still very much is. We're gonna take a look at him in some Battlegrounds formats. This is what you're seeing right now. This is on the CCP test server. And then I'm gonna take him into Act 9.1 content, because I do really want to make sure you know what you're getting. Now, I personally am holding on to my Titan crystals, my shards, in order for the turnover. And yes, Galan is one of the reasons for that. But again, just in case you weren't playing the game when he came in and just started dominating, or maybe, yeah, whatever, it does not matter. I think we're all curious. What does a 7-star rank 3 Galan look like? I am not going to take him to rank 4 today. I kind of want to save that for you all if you've taken him to rank 4, but it's going to be even better than what you're seeing. And you just saw what he did to that rank equivalent photon. Now, his big harvest damage, which is like the big source, that big brutal ending right there, remember, scales with base attack only. So he's going to be a-okay. I think he's going to be okay. It's about 1 minute and 7 seconds. Like all of these fights, I did take, actually in the photon one, that was my first take. I think on the onslaught one, it took me a couple of takes, but these were not like overly cumbersome, overly difficult shock. I almost said shock because of neuroshock. Fight to get. This is just what happened. I wanted to test some of the current big bad defenders, because we're going to talk about this in this video. Is, I'm getting excited about the Heart of Fire Crystal, and I'm not going to make this video about that, but what I am going to do is bring in the relevance of, we're seeing a lot of these champions that some of us feel are like these older broken champions. I don't mean old as like as Hyperion, but I think Nick Fury is like 5 years old. Obviously, Galan's not quite as old, but they seem to kind of represent, at least let's call it like a generation or two of the dominant champions we openly talked about. When are they coming to the game? When and if they're coming to the game? And I really love that Kabam, kind of like I said, like they've got the fortitude, they've got the bravado, saying like, our game has grown, it is big enough, we've created enough defenders, attackers, nodes, that we are a-okay. We can, our game can handle this. And like right there, I love this about Galan, this whole unstoppable when he goes into this harvest mode and it just absolutely detonates that onslaught. I'm a big fan of this. And Galan is still, going back to the point I was making, is still going to dominate the armor ups. I think he is immune to power burn, power lock, power special lock, and power drain. Okay, that is a massive amount of immunities. We talk about that. Part of why Vox is so good, right? And then I'm going to show you Iron Man Infinity War, and then we're going to jump into the questing content. So he is still great for like this Iron Man Infinity War. He's going to absolutely destroy Red Skull, right? Penny Parker is going to be an absolute joke, because Penny Parker is going to be trying to, I think it's power burn him. I don't remember which one, but one of the ones he is immune to. You got him awakened, he's just going to be going bonkers, right? We've seen that, we get that. You're going to get into your harvest, you're going to get your mass, which is that purple in the upper left hand corner. You're going to get all the way to 199, and he's just going to destroy things, right? These numbers are going to get pretty big. I think we're going to get around 400,000, I think, at the rank 4. You'll see some pretty big numbers if you haven't already on this one. Yeah, okay. So we're going to continue on. He's going to beat up this Iron Man Infinity War. And I do also want to point out that these first 3 fights you've seen, he's completely unawakened. I will awaken him in this next one. Then I took him to Sig 22. That was a mistake on my part. Simula has done a phenomenal video. It's actually a short on his Sig. I think he said taking him to about 40, and then like you're done, because you don't really receive a large or any benefit at all from taking him up there. So that's another really nice benefit should you pull him once in like the Titan Crystal or something like that. And you can look at it right here. Whenever Galan prevents a power drain, burn, lock, or special, all these things that he's immune to from a non-mystic champion via immunity, he gains 1.56 indefinite physical resistance and energy resistance buff rounded up. That's the whole part that Simula was talking about. Once you get to the point where it's rounding up to, I think it is 3, you're fine. Why would you go any higher than that with your signature levels? And then these buffs are the same as those gained by the striking with the staff. That's right. That's why we keep doing a 1 medium, 1 light, and then sometimes a 2nd medium, unless we're setting up a backdraft intercept. And then this last part, where the harvest is active, Gal becomes stun immune, which is actually really helpful. That's quite nice, right? There's a lot of built-in stuff The reason why there's going to be reasons why I'm still going to consider him one of the best cosmic champions in the game, and we will continue to get that. And then you can see this whole like damage scales with base attack only, and that's also further down in his kit when they're talking about the harvest. So let's go ahead. All right, now we're in 9.1, and one of the things I really wanted to point out, in case I don't show it here at the after this, is this nebula. These health pools now. These are larger. These are larger than your like rank 3, even your rank 4 Battlegrounds Defenders. This is bigger than what you're seeing in most war fights, some maybe not. This is 760,000, and act content has really grown. Now this node has quite a few things like this roll with the punches, which because of the champion we brought in, we're going to be able to get around. I was going to show off the synergy with Gentle. It's really nice where Galan can actually get a passive stun. Gentle came in with some nice synergy. There's a really nice synergy team there, possibly with Gentle and Mole Man. Actually, we'll check that out if you're interested. Maybe one day I'll make a video on it. It's pretty cool. And then the other thing that I wanted to show out was this node has Mixed Master. Now you could get up the panic debuff if you use your striker. And I really wanted to test Galan's flow, right? The game has evolved, the game has grown, and I wanted to test his flow, which is something I test all the time, meaning like how easily is a bad AI or a bad node just gonna mess up what you're trying to do? And so I'm intentionally not gonna use my striker this whole fight. I'm just gonna be doing Perium, medium, light, playing Mixed Master as one often needs to do. I could like carry light, medium, and all that stuff, but I'm just doing this. That's also how you get Galan's buffs though. Remember, it's that first medium, first light, and second medium, and then that's how you're going to be getting your mass. So it's kind of like, again, how you want to play Galan. I just want to test this out. We're going to go in and throw this. Now we do have the Mr. Fantastic synergy, which is increasing the incinerate damage a nice amount, but you're going to see it later. It's still pretty meaningful without it. And I'm going to show you, you can use this to help him take Sentinel. This is really cool. The flow on this guy is phenomenal. It's almost as if whoever designed him or the designer like knew that the game was going to grow and was giving him more out. I really love it. So you can see this is ticking for what, 4,600, I believe it is. You can check my math. That is a significant amount of damage because we went to the SP2 while we were in the harvest, and this is just ticking down this nebula. Now the game has grown, and this is what we're going to start talking about a bit more. Health pools have risen, right? Thankfully, you can have a 7-star rank 3, 7-star rank 4, all the way up to 7-star rank 6. So the 7 stars are going to go up to rank 6. So your Galan's going to grow with you. That's great, right? And then he's tailored for battlegrounds. He seems tailored for war. And then questioning, did that look that bad? No, that actually felt pretty damn good. We're going to take a look at another lane here in 9.1. We're going to fight a Rocket Raccoon and then an Emma. And this has this plasmatic aura, escalating armor. And what I wanted to show you, he's got combat deja vu too. So another lane that's trying to kind of mess with your mediums, your combos, those sorts of things. How is that going to mess with his flow? And you're going to see he's just fine. He is more than fine. Again, I could have played this node a little differently with more light attacks to get up more armor breaks so that Rocket wouldn't get up his like plasmatic armor and put an incinerate on us. But I'm ignoring that because I want to test Galan's flow, or we're trying to test Galan here, not necessarily the lane. He could obviously destroy this if we fully played into the node, but I wanted to make this as strict as possible on him. And you can see we're going at it. At this point, I did start getting the armor breaks with the light attacks. And what I really want to point out is every time you see Rocket or Emma get a armor up, you're going to see our harvest, or like, I think it's called our harvest, right? Yeah, is going to grow by 50. You can get up to a max of 999. This is why any sort of thing that's trying to power burn or power drain him, those things he's mean to, or anything with armor ups, he can just he basically just pops off, right? And you can see these numbers, right? We just went from 550 all the way to 610. There you go, 690 now. We're all the way up to 915, all because we've thrown our special there. Our special one increases it there if you're in the harvest based on how many buffs you have and things like that. A massive, I think that was close to 400,000 right there, if I saw it correctly, 396,000 massive burst. It's just like damage. It's just damage. It's not energy. It's not physical. It's just damage, and it's all on base attack. So like running recoil, I believe is not going to increase it. Boosts are not going to increase it, but also on the downside too, you're a bit more protected. Obviously class advantage and disadvantage will come into play. And then I wanted to show you this here, this Emma. It's not just because Rocket had a small health pool. This Emma had about 700 and some odd thousand too. We are getting the armor breaks, which is helping us keep her into her, human form, non-diamond form. But we're still, again, just basically playing Galan. And now I'm going to kind of get to the overall point, or my kind of end analysis on him, is I believe he's still going to be a phenomenal Battlegrounds champion. I think, is he going to be the best attacker? Probably not. I don't know who's to say. So much of that is what's the meta and what's the nodes and things like that, right? We rank them on like your just default metas and what we're seeing, defenders and attackers. And he's definitely going to get a very high score. We'll be updating the Battlegrounds tier list here in just a few days. We've actually worked on it. We'll be getting that out here in the next week. He's still going to have some defensive threat. Now, when he first came into the game, he was a bit stronger of a defender because there just was not all of these brand new mystics that have come to the game over the last half of 2024. He's also still going to be great against those champions who are getting all those armor ups, right? Like Penny Parker, a newer champion, buff-wise, anyways, like Red Skull. I do think maybe he's going to struggle, though, more against your Zolas or things like that, or your Sentinels, which I'm going to show you. He's probably not going to be great for your Bullseyes, right? And these other defenders that have come along that don't have one of those characteristics he's intended for. I think the game has kind of passed by this part where you get one attacker who just takes everything, like the Hercules kind of idea, or even like Kate Bishop with her passive cold snap and those sorts of things. Yes, that lag was not you. That actually happened while I was playing the game. I don't usually get lag like that, but it happened. And then there's these newer defenders too, even in the tech class, like I just was mentioning, like Zola and things like that. Here we've got, it was Future Ant-Man, who I think was the first one. The Illuminati called that out today, where Sentinel with his analysis charges, I believe it is, reduces the damage by, I think, by 5% per analysis charge, something like that. It's worded pretty intricately, but you're gonna see, we're gonna get to a really large mass and we're gonna throw our special, and it's not gonna finish off this Sentinel. I did this fight quite a few times. And again, this was part of what made me absolutely love Galan's flow, is I was like, hey, wait, those incinerates do really good damage. They're there for a reason. And it kind of recalled to me with what Kabam did with Black Panther Civil War, where if his huge damage off his special 2 doesn't kill, those bleeds will finish the job for you. Well, these incinerates, here we go. You're going to see this. This is with 750 of the harvest. And you can see, remember I told you that the Mr. Fantastic synergy was helping with the incinerates, but the incinerates were still great without it. We've got 9 of them, and it is ticking for 1,140 times 3. That is a pretty good amount of damage. It's not as big as it was in Mr. Fantastic, but it's still solid. And then because Sentinel does get these armor ups, remember what I said, when he goes against armor ups, we're already easily able to get back into our harvest, and we finished it off with an SP1. You can see, I think this fight took a little over a minute. It was against basically a standard rank 3 Sentinel with a high sig. So nodes or things like that might slow this down, but Galan's going to have that flexibility. And I think it's just going to be about discovering more ways to change around maybe his specials, how you're building your mask, when you trigger it, those sorts of things. But I do think the abilities and the damage capabilities are definitely in there. Oh, and I don't even think we've mentioned, he's also Nullify immune, which is insanely rare in the Cosmic class. I think he's going to be a phenomenal addition. If I get him from the Titan, he's one of the reasons why I'm saying it before, I'm going to take him to rank 3 as soon as I possibly can. And yes, he would be in consideration for me for an early rank 4 as we start to move into the rank 4 cycles here for your kind of most in-game players. As usual, let me know what you think we got right. Let me know what you think we got wrong. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.